Yo.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again. It's that time of the night where we have to deliver. As usual, we come with different varieties of things that are happening when we are sleeping, when we are awake, but not recognizing them. One of them is that we definitely have a new judge.
Yes, for the Senzo
Meyiwa Trial. And you definitely would like to know about that judge, I believe. As a bit of a background check, and this is our background check, where this judge comes from and what he stands for, because it is important for us to know that. And I would like to believe that any judge must be standing for law, the correctness, and if anything, we want to see justice for everything that has been done.
Yes, definitely.
Emily, it's a greeting again to our subscribers and those who are not subscribed. Please subscribe to become our subscriber. And then like the video and comment on the video section. Down there's a comment section. You can stand yourself a chance of having a view maybe that we do not see.
Yes.
And that requires you to comment. Yes, let us roll, Amy.
So before we go to the judge, let us first start off with what happened with the Thabo case today. The G4S employees, Joel Makgetha, Moeketsi Ramulula, and Thabang Mier were all arrested on the 26th of June at their Bloemfontein and Botshabelo homes. And during proceedings, State Prosecutor Sello Matlhoko said Mier faces a charge of aiding the escape of a prisoner, and because he had no previous convictions or pending matters, the state was not opposed to his bail. So they didn't oppose his bail. Mier is the only one who got bail, and Mier handed his passport over to the investigating officer on Monday, and this information was also placed on record in court. So the state called the conditions to be attached to Mier being granted bail. Mier was subsequently granted 10,000 rands bail, and his conditions include attending court cases, not communicating, threatening, or intimidating any of the state witnesses. He may not leave the Mangaung district without the permission of the investigating officer, and has to report weekly to his local police station between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. So Mier's co-accused Ramulula, who was represented by legal aid lawyer last week, had a new lawyer on the bail hearing. It was very interesting that he had a new lawyer, and his new legal counsel came on board immediately. So Ramulula and Makgetha face charges of violating a corpse and corruption, and the state has declared the charges against them as Schedule 5. So Mier, on the other hand, his is Schedule 1, and Ramulula and Makgetha, theirs are Schedule 5 offenses. And therefore, their bail was opposed. So the duo will be bringing a bail application before the same court on Tuesday, the 11th of July. They will remain in custody. Mier is expected back in court with his co-accused Zanda Magudumana, former G4S prison warder Sinohematswara, Zanda Moyo, Zolile Cornelius Sekeleni, former Integrated Solutions camera technician Tebohodi Polo, suspended G4S employee Tieho Franz Makhotsa, former G4S guard Butima Sugel, and suspended G4S employee Nastasia Janssen. So he joins Sekeleni and Janssen, who were also granted 10,000 rands bail, and they are expected to be back in court on the 8th of August. So they'll be presenting their bail arguments on the 8th of August.
Which is not a problem with me. I don't see much. I don't have much to say about this. I think I went through the whole process. I'm fine. I mean, anything that you'd be saying now, just to delay What else can we say?
Yeah.
We cannot wait for the case itself to start. The bail hearing, no bail and whatnot, it's not what we are looking for.
And it was a different judge. It wasn't the one we're used to.
Yes.
It's a bail hearing.
Yes.
So yes, breaking news. A new judge will take over the trial of the Senzo Meyiwa case. Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng. Mokgoatlheng. Yeah, Mokgoatlheng. Oh, Setswana. Setswana, it's been a while since I spoke like deep Setswana, so yeah, it's dribbling me a bit, this name. So the trial will resume on the 17th of July, and it will be with the new presiding judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng at the helm. So lawyers for some of the accused confirmed that Mokgoatlheng has presided over some top cases. Now, the ones that I could find on the internet was the jailing of former crime intelligence boss Richard Mdluli. Former crime intelligence boss Richard Mdluli and his co-accused Mthombeni Mthunzi, who were sentenced to 5 years in jail in the South Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg. Mthunzi and Mdluli were found guilty in 2019 for the 1998 kidnapping, assault, and intimidation of Opa Ramokhibe, who had married Mdluli's customary wife, Tshidi Buthelezi.
All right.
So apparently in 1998, they were police officers, Mdluli and his co-accused, and they attacked and assaulted, it's no longer alleged because he's convicted, but they attacked the wife, his customary wife's husband.
His customary wife's husband. Can you
Yes.
explain that?
So they were together.
Yes.
Opa Ramokhibe
Yes.
had married Mdluli's customary law wife. So it means Mdluli had paid lobola for Tshidi Buthelezi. And then they broke up. But they did not officialize the separation or divorce in a legal way.
Okay.
So Opa Ramokhibe wangena washada Tshidi Buthelezi
Okay.
civilly.
Okay.
It means maybe he did the lobola or not, I don't know, but civil marriage was there. So he was considered a Tshidi Buthelezi's husband.
Okay.
So Mdluli Nomthunzi allegedly, well, not allegedly, 1998 there was an assault, a kidnapping, and an intimidation of Opa Ramokhibe.
So what? Just a question, because I want to clarify a few things. If they're not, was he arrested for that, or those were dropped?
Well, he was jailed for that, according to the reports.
So he was not jailed for what could have went wrong of using the states and what resources. Was it the same stuff?
It was the same case, yes.
Okay. All right, continue. It's fine then.
Well, another case that he also presided over, which we consider as high profile, was that of Ngebo Dlamini, the Fees Must Fall activist, the leader of Fees Must Fall activists.
Yes.
So he also ruled the appeal that was done by the former Bosasa Chief Operating Officer, Angelo Agrizzi, in 2020. He's the one who ruled that Agrizzi must be granted bail. So it was in the trial where he was denied bail.
Yes,
And then he took it
yes.
for appeal.
Yes.
Appeal, Judge Ratha was presiding over Mokgoatlheng. He was presiding over the appeal of Angelo Agrizzi in 2020.
What was the verdict on Mcebo?
With Mcebo, they said there wasn't. I think it was that they were dropped. The charges were dropped.
Okay, so he was presiding over that dropping
Yes.
of this. Okay, all right, good. So basically, those are the cases that he presided over.
The final
that you
one is that of Lerato Sengadi, who is WHP's customary wife. Well, he's the one who declared her as WHP's customary wife. This was a big story in the celebrity scene in 2018 after WHP's passing. So a little background is that Jaba's father, Robert Tambo, refused to recognize Lerato's marriage to the star and excluded her from funeral arrangements. So the Tambo family claimed that Lerato was not Jaba's wife, as she was never handed over to their family, and that lobola was not fully paid. So Lerato filed an urgent court application for an interdict to stop WHP's funeral from taking place. However, this was denied by Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng.
Okay.
And he also declared Lerato Sengadi as Jaba's customary wife.
Yet he declined the urgent application
For the funeral.
So the funeral proceeded.
Yes, the funeral proceeded, and it didn't have to take place at Lerato Sengadi's conditions because they were not living together for a while. So, yeah. So, and we also need to remember that at the last sitting, Deputy Judge President Obrile Dwaba indicated that Judge Shipiwa Mamela was ill, and it was unclear when he'd come back, but was adamant that the trial needed to continue into the soccer star's death. It's likely to be a trial de novo. Now, I learned a new term today, you guys. A trial de novo.
Which is what they tried to over.
Yes, which means that it's a new trial starting from scratch.
It's the same try, but starting afresh.
Starting afresh, yes.
Okay.
But over the next few days, we are likely to hear how
This will proceed, because that is not an option per se that is being pushed by the media right now, to say that there's only one way, because the judge must read the bodies of these people who are testifying. On a good note, it would be nice to have a judge that seemingly has presided in cases that require a lot of confidence, and then you came to a conclusion. In most of what we have just read here, the conclusion was, I think for me, was just. In most of these cases, the conclusions were just. I would say, in a nutshell, you would say law prevailed. One thing about his character is that he's a no-nonsense type of a judge. So do expect that if there is the same chaos that you saw with Maumela, it should be dealt with swiftly, without a waste of time, I would like to believe. Why I say that? Because when I read the profile of this man, it seems as if that's how he moves. It does seem like that. I'm not saying that's who he is, but I would expect a decisive way of dealing with things, which then would take us back to how this might play if Difo are still there. I would like to look at Difo's character and compare it with that one of William Mukori, who was there on the case of Ndluli.
Okay.
He is a very defensive man who does not take mostly no for an answer, as long as he believes in what he believes in.
And
so
he's also an SAPS lawyer.
He's also an SAPS lawyer. So it's almost, not to say they were all representing the same, or they were all representing the same
group of clients.
Group of clients, yes. So I watched the High Court standoff between Judge John Murphy and William Mukori, where Judge John Murphy eventually stood up and walked out of the court because this man of Advocate William Mukori, did not want to take his instructions, and or any, if there was any intimidation in a sense, it did feel like he didn't want to answer questions that were unnecessary.
Okay.
He put in a simple term, he would refuse to answer questions, and when he was told to sit down by the same judge, John Murphy, he refused to sit down. He never sat down. He continued talking, and the judge stood up and simple adjourned the proceeding right away.
He didn't even adjourn. He just walked out.
No, he did say the court is adjourned.
He did say that. That was
And
the
then he
most
walked out.
dramatic court scene I've seen in South Africa.
It was. And then
Is it because she wants gentleman Brewery to go back to work?
No, that is presumptuous, and I'm not going to respond to the question.
Then why?
I'm not going to respond to it because it's presumptuous.
How dare you say that to me?
No, I cannot respond to such a question because it's
How dare you
presumptuous.
say that to me, Mr. Makari?
I'm not going to respond to that question.
You're
because
obliged to
it is
respond to any
presumptuous.
question. It's not
It
presumptuous.
is presumptuous because it puts the cart before the horses.
I'm saying,
First of all,
I'm asking you, is it not possible if the commissioner is not intending to reinstate General Mkhululi, that you simply agree to the interdict, stay in place?
No, that is
Why not?
presumptuous. Because it is presumptuous and it would be improper for me to even respond to that question. That puts the cart before the horses.
All right,
I've made it very clear.
I've heard your submissions. I need to take a seat.
No, I'm not finished with my
I'm telling
submission.
you, you are finished.
No, I'm not finished with my submission, my lord.
I'm telling you, you are finished.
No, I'm not
I
finished.
do not wish to hear you.
I'm
anymore.
entitled to.
I do not
I
recognize.
am entitled. my
You are
lord,
not entitled.
to make
I've heard
submissions. My lord, this
I
is
have heard your submissions.
no. This is a
You will
ground.
take a seat.
This is a ground for me to mention the second point that I mentioned to you in chambers. The second point that I mentioned to you in chambers was that
You will take a seat.
no.
The court will adjourn.
we should be seeing is a retired judge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so who's called for these special occasions. That's why then we therefore have to pay judges until, because any time you can be called.
You
It's
can
tea
be
times,
called.
like being a soldier representing the state. So we should expect this what is the name? A do-over? What is it?
A novo. What novo?
Yes,
Denova.
a de novo.
De novo.
We should expect it
novo.
because this is someone who I believe would like to look at the characters of the people who are giving evidence. Because of that, now I'm more leaning towards this being done again. I'm leaning towards Botumelo being called again, Mtogo being called again.
Hey.
Which, in a sense, as much as we want this case to end, it will be very good because from what we will be hearing, then this man is a man who would go through all those people who gave evidence and tell why he had to arrive to that decision because of 1, 2, 3 per character. Even if we were to go to case the other case docket, it will be very
375.
interesting. Yes, it will be very interesting because if any one of them is tainted there, it will be proving the theory of Joyce Butelis of saying that let us arrest these people and then from the house and the truth shall come out.
Well, another thing is, are we going to continue with witness number 5, Lorraine Zandile Kumalo, or we're just gonna
Probably
go
it will,
back to
yes,
see
we will have to go to Lorraine because she's already on the stand. But I think the whole thing would have to start afresh.
Bazobizana laba abanye futhi.
Yes.
They're going to be called again.
Yes.
So also, I have to say that I feel sorry for the Meyiwa family. I mean, can you imagine, like, the trial began when? 2021? It's now 2023.
Yes.
So all of that time, it has been a mess. Now we're starting over. Yo.
But this is not a man who's afraid of that.
He's not afraid of
Because he had the case of Luli. How long does it take?
Joe, it took a long time.
Took a long time.
From 2011.
Yes.
And the conviction was done, I think, in 2018.
Yes.
That one
So,
took long.
so this is someone who's gonna arrive. If he arrives at the correct destination, then it does not matter that much. Then how long it takes. Then being in a hurry and then arrive in whatever predetermined destination. I think, I don't know which one you would rather take.
I think the one that will get to justice
Yes.
is the one,
Yes.
even if it takes a long time. But if it means at the end of the day, we're going to know what happened. I would rather choose that path than one that has me going in circles.
Yes.
And not really getting to the bottom of what's happened. So Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng also apparently used to play for Orlando Pirates back in the 60s and was also one of the founding members of Kaizer Chiefs around 1969 and 1970. So he co-founded the club that is now known as Kaizer Chiefs with Kaizer Mtaung and began studying law around the same time in the 70s. So he was also a judge in the Gauteng High Court for 13 years before he retired in May 2020. So yes, it does mean that he's been called from retirement specifically for the Senzo Meyiwa case. So yeah, also Slima Sigan of ENCA did say that he is stern from what she has investigated and he is by the book, someone who's not going to accept tardy behavior in court. I'm sure niyakumbula nani abo Lorraine squatting and all of that mess. I don't think he'll entertain. I had to throw in that shade, didn't I? But yeah.
Yeah, you had to.
I had to. I can't forget it. I can't. It's inked in my mind. But yes, he will do his best. We will trust him with this job. His profile speaks loud. He's been a lawyer for a very long time and then been a judge for a very long time as well. So,
well, we will have to see what happens from now on. But I'm standing on 51-49 with this judge. Let us give him a chance and see what he does. Based on this background, because I'm looking at the case of Mcebo, which was a case of someone who was fighting for what he believed was right at the time, and not at the time, even now. I think we're still seeing such.
Yeah.
And someone who give advice in a sense, but still make sure that the law is applied in a manner that does not make someone of Bomcebo. And then you look at this case of the of the person of, I mean, this was a huge person. This police, is the police intelligence, what?
Yes, the head
Zuli,
of intelligence.
Head of
crime
intelligence. Yes. So it's not someone who's intimidated. I don't think so.
No.
And he's got nothing. I mean, he's already chilling there. He's not looking to become something in the near future. Basically, what I'm trying to say, there is nothing that is left for him other than just serving the country in a right way.
Yeah.
So because of that, there's a bit of hope.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And the manner in which he gives judgment, I listened to that judgment of Mluli, where he was really lambasting him of using the state's resources to fulfill personal things and all that. He is very detailed in his judgment.
That is really good.
So we hope that we will get the same judge that was there 2020 going back
2018,
yes,
2011, all of that. So yeah, guys, tell us what you think about Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng, and as well as your thoughts on everything else we've covered in this video.
Obviously, there's always a catch somewhere somehow, and there are a few things that one can look at and come with a different direction and perspective of some sort, which will be more for me if you look at it political than anything.
Okay.
Which I would it would be very interesting to touch it, but I would like not to at this point in time.
Yeah, let's give him a chance.
Let's give him a chance and let's see what he gives us.
Yes. So guys, that's it from us. If you like the video, please hit that like button, okay? Highly appreciate it. And also, if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, okay? We will try our best not to disappoint. And yeah, that's a bye from us.